Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to my stream. H2D2, middle-aged gamer. Having a few technical issues to begin with, so I'm not even sure if you can hear me at the moment. So just bear with me 1 second and I'll check that out. Okay, I'm back. Yes, it seems like you can hear me, which is good. Good start. Anyway, happy Monday. It's Bank Holiday Monday here in the UK. So I'm not quite sure how long I'm going to stream for today, if I'm honest. I think potentially we're towards the end of the game, so I'm not sure whether to actually continue right through to the end of Detroit or to reach the point where I know we're getting into the final chapter, but we'll see how it goes. So first of all, let's get the camera on and everything. So hi, hope everything's going okay with everybody. Before I start playing today, there's a couple of issues that I wanted to talk about. Just let me put my controller somewhere. Hang on, because it may vibrate. Yeah, there's a couple of issues that I wanted to talk about that have happened over the weekend. The first one is not a very pleasant thing to talk about, but I did want to say a couple of things on the subject. So the first thing that I'd like to address, just bear with me 1 second. There we go. Is something which happened last night here in the UK, which was the shooting in Jacksonville at a games tournament, a Madden American football tournament. I think it's something that needs to be discussed more than perhaps it is. Obviously, everybody has their own opinions about it. But to me, America, you have a big problem that needs to be dealt with. I don't want to talk about this too much because it's something that's not happening on the same scale in my country. We do have shootings over here, but not any means in the same level. And if I talk about it too much, I am going to get angry and too opinionated about it. But it's something that there's something seriously wrong. Kids are killing kids with guns. And this one allegedly is over the fact that this kid, I keep calling him a kid, young man. This young man lost a game and so went back into the tournament and killed 2 people. It's a crazy situation, and I can't begin to imagine what it's like to live in America at the moment, where it's not safe to go into a school, it's not safe to go into a cinema, a shopping mall, without the fear that somebody randomly is going to come in with a gun and kill multiple people. There's a lot of focus on the mass shootings. Apparently at the moment there's a mass shooting in America every single day on average, and that doesn't take into consideration the number of shootings that there are just between one person shooting another person. It's the mass shootings that make the news. So there's just so many attacks going on, and something has to change, something has to stop. There's always an excuse. If it's a black person who shoots people, it's a Black Lives Matter issue or something like that. If it's a Muslim person, it's a terrorist attack and they need to get all the Muslims out of America. If it's a Mexican who shoots people, then that's why they're building the wall. If it's a white person, it's always a lone wolf and somebody who's mentally ill. And in my opinion, anybody who goes out and shoots several people, who shoots anybody, has mental issues that need to be addressed. The problem is the access to the guns. It has to be that simple. The fact that anybody can go out and purchase a gun in a supermarket and get a license and can then do what they want with that weapon. It's something that has to be addressed. This one is, the excuse is obviously going to be that they're playing computer games. That's inevitable. The fact that they were playing an American football game will be irrelevant, and the blame will be on gaming, which it has been for a long time. But excuses have always been there. they blamed cinema when it started. Violent films were responsible for it. Music, rap music, hip hop music has been blamed for it. Violent computer games have been blamed for it. It's just excuses as far as I'm concerned, and it needs to be looked at in far more detail as to why people feel that this is acceptable. I said I wasn't going to talk about this very much, but as you can tell, it's something that upsets me a lot because I just think it's sad, and it is starting to creep out over here. We've got kids shooting kids, and there's no respect for the other person's life whatsoever. It's just tragic, and I get that America has the right to bear arms as part of its constitution as an amendment, and it's an amendment. Things can change. It's just so commonplace now that the shock value has fallen out of it. It's already on the news today in this country. I don't know what it's like in America, but over here it's way down in the stories on the news that I've just watched this afternoon. And it'll be forgotten about tomorrow until the next shooting, and then the next shooting, and it's just sad. As you know, I'm a slightly older person, and I fear for the younger generation that they feel that this is an acceptable way of dealing with their problems, and that there's not enough mental health support out there. There's too easy access to the weapons, and so it's just inevitable in America that this is going to continue until something is done. It's that straightforward to me. And it doesn't matter how many thoughts and prayers people tweet out to the families of the people involved. Those young men, one of them who apparently they haven't formally named them, but one of them is a father to a young child, is now dead because he was out playing computer games at a shopping mall. It's just insanity. To me, that makes no sense whatsoever. And my thoughts are there for the people. I know that's a bit of a contradiction, but I cannot imagine what those families are going through today. And there will be more families in the future. And so that's it. There we go. Thanks for the host, Lily. I don't know if you're here or not, but thank you so much for that. So I'm going to move on from that. But just I wanted to say something about it because it still shocks me that this is acceptable in modern day. So anyway, moving on from that, let me open up the other thing that I wanted to talk about, which is slightly different, slightly cheerier, but which is KSI versus Logan Paul. I wasn't going to watch it. I've seen all the hype about it, and I thought I was very cynical. Obviously, I knew it was a massive money-making scheme. To be honest, I have never watched a Logan Paul video. I've never watched a KSI video. I know who they are, obviously. But so I wasn't going to take an interest. And then I watched it. I don't know why, but I watched it. I have watched boxing in the past. I'm not a massive boxing fan. I went to a amateur boxing match many years ago, and the whole night had that feel about it of an amateur boxing tournament, but with more people, lots more people. But to be fair, I was entertained. I did me and Padmeister watched it, and I did sort of say it because he's got no idea who these people are either. So I was explaining to him, and I said about the Deji and Jake Paul fight and the KSI and Logan Paul and how I thought it was going to play out, and that was exactly how it did play out pretty much. The draw, sorry, spoilers for anybody, the draw at the end was a nice little twist on things. But yeah, right from the start, I was saying this is obviously going to end up in a rematch, no matter who wins or loses or whatever. But it was an interesting fight. I kind of got into it. I thought they both showed a lot of strength, a lot of stamina, and so yeah, it was okay. So a rematch is on the cards, obviously. I think they were saying they made like $150 million from it. Oh, hi, Blue Mate. Thank you for hosting. I think they're saying they made $150 million out of it from people paying it was £7.50 in this country to watch. I think it was $10 in America. So I presume for the rematch they're going to charge people even more. Hiya, Blue Mink. How's your Monday going? I'm just talking about KSI and Logan Paul, if you're just joining. But yeah, so it was actually entertaining. I watched it out of curiosity because I know that YouTube are having to sort of branch out and variate what they're doing because they're having lots of problems at the moment, and it was fun. I will say it was fun to watch. I didn't watch the earlier matches. Yeah, that totally not fixed draw. See, this is the other issue with it. I was kind of the idea that yes, it's all a pantomime. Basically, it's sort of WWE meets boxing. But then I was sort of thinking about in terms of what the boxing community must make of it, in that surely they have opinions about the rules and regulations of boxing, and it was done as an amateur boxing match. So the idea that maybe if it was playing to a script, which as I say, I kind of predicted the way things were going to go. But if it was going to go like that, then would that be acceptable to the boxing community? I don't know. It's kind of up in the air at the moment that was it all done. And the fact that when it came down to the draw, they genuinely seemed, which was perhaps the best bit, genuinely seemed confused and they didn't know what a draw meant. You could see KSI saying, "What does that mean?" to these trainers and stuff. So yeah, it was a good sort of soap opera East End, as we would say in the UK, a duff moment from EastEnders, kind of like, ooh, what will happen next? Yeah, so it was interesting. Would I watch the rematch? I'm going to say no, but probably yes. You didn't watch it, Blue Mate. It was fun. As I say, I'm not massively into my boxing or anything like that. Thank you to XHunter56789 for following. That's very much appreciated too. Yeah, so it was an entertaining evening to watch if you watched it with kind of a pinch of salt, I think is the best way to put it. But yeah, so that was a couple of things I wanted to talk about before I started. Let me grab my controller again. So yeah, we're going to go back into Detroit. As I say, I may play this through to the end because I think we're pretty close from my first playthrough. Friday's playthrough was intense to say the least. Everything's gone very dark. For anybody who's new, this is my second playthrough of Detroit. First time went great, so the second time I'm trying to sort of make everything a lot more dark and sinister. Let me go through onto the game. Let me get the volume up.
The most important thing is not to live, but to have a reason to live.
Sorry, I'm just opening my drink.
That's a quote from Jean Genot, a French writer.
Thanks, Chloe. Yeah, so let's just get going and we'll see how things go. But to summarise the game so far this playthrough, Hank has shot Connor. Spoilers, by the way, for anybody who's not seen the game before. Markus is going on a bit of a rampage. Connor didn't have the option to turn deviant, so because of the choices I've made earlier on. So him and Markus ended up in a bit of a square off, and Markus ended up shooting Connor. So that's where we're up to. The Dark Night of the Soul playthrough. It was slightly better than White Collar Boxing, says Padmeister. Padmeister is at home, by the way, because it's a bank holiday. He's downstairs. So we're now at Carl's grave.
I miss you, Carl.
Oh.
You can't know how much I miss you. I'd give anything for us to be able to roll back the clock.
Yeah, I'm blaming all of this
I had
playthrough
a
on
loving
Blue Mike,
father.
by the way. He's led me
We
down
were
the
happy.
dark path with this.
I was happy. And I didn't even know it.
Ooh.
I don't know what what to do anymore. All of my options are
Yes,
bad
it's your
ones.
fault, Blue, mate.
No matter what I decide, I know there will be
You made me take the
blood.
dirty bomb anyway.
I don't want to shed blood, whatever the color.
It's a bit late for that, Marcus.
But I can't let them slaughter us. I have to make a decision that is going to affect millions of lives. But I don't know what to do. Help me, Carl.
Oh,
Please help me.
oh, Marcus, I'm sorry. I'm sorry we're making you do all these horrible things. I'm trying to embrace the darkness, Blue Mike. I really am. And now we're getting close to the end. It's all or nothing. Shit or bust.
The previous Connor failed its mission.
Again.
You're going to replace it. You know what you have to do, don't you?
Destroy the leader of the Deviants.
No,
Go,
Connor.
Connor. Don't disappoint me.
I get a feeling a lot of what I do with Connor now is sort of totally out of my control. And I really, really don't want this bit to happen. I kind of know what's coming with this. But we've got to do it. I've said that about most of this playthrough though. Oh. I don't want to do this bit. Apologise.
I know I'm responsible for what happened, Lieutenant. I want you to know I'm sorry. I was worried about you, Lieutenant.
No.
I came by to see if you're all right. You should stop looking at that photo, Lieutenant. Nothing can change the past. But you can learn to live again. For yourself. And for Cole.
You know, every time you died and came back, made me think of Cole. Give anything to hold him again. But humans don't come back.
Hank,
Now leave me alone.
No.
Go on, complete your mission,
Don't
since that's
do
all you
it,
care
Connor.
about.
Don't leave him.
Get out of here!
No. Oh, you can hear Sumo whimpering. Damn it. So dark. R.I.P. Hank. So I'm interested to know now, because obviously Connor isn't going to be here in the church. It's all so messed up. There's like nobody here to talk to. Let's go talk to Josh. He's not happy with us. So messed up. Yep, Hank's gone. Unless he shot Sumo.
If it weren't for you, I'd be dead. Thanks to you, I might see our people free one day.
We killed Hank.
You and I haven't always agreed, but I know that we're fighting for the same thing.
But
Whatever you
again,
decide,
it's great as a game that you can
I'm
lose
with you,
characters
Markus.
like that. As awful as it is, that you can push the character that far. Okay, so this time you talk to North, right? And Kara and Alice.
How many of us survived the attack?
A few hundred? Maybe more if you count those hiding all over the city. If you hadn't triggered the bomb, we'd all be dead.
What's your system status?
I'm okay. The bullet didn't hit any components. You could have been killed trying to save me, Markus. You have to think of our people first. Nothing else matters.
That's it. We've gone all out now.
The Army built 5 different camps in the Detroit area.
They're building more all across the country. They're preparing for a genocide. In a few hours, it'll all be over. We'll have changed the world, or the world will have destroyed us.
Yep.
You have to make a choice, Markus. But whatever you choose, we will follow you. I love you, Markus.
Meh. Nobody cares about you, North. Before you say it, yeah, she's hot, Blue Man, we know. But her personality sucks. But I saved her this time, so tick that one off the list, off the flowcharts. Yeah, so this is the last stage before the big final chapter. Oh yeah, there's no Kara and Alice, is there? Because they got captured. I forgot that bit.
Humans have decided to exterminate us. Our people are packed in camps right now, being destroyed. Time has come to make a choice. One that very well may determine the future of our people.
So I guess we're launching an assault.
Now, if they want war, they'll get it. We are going to fight for our freedom, and we will succeed or die.
We're doing it.
Are you ready to follow me?
You're all idiots. Okay. No. Oh, so there's something there. If you don't talk about his son. Because I think what I'm going to do next is just go back and play a few chapters after we've done this completion. So
at 6 a.m. this morning, a national curfew was declared. Civilian movement will be strictly controlled. The right to assembly is suspended. All electronic communications are restricted, and I
Kara
have
and Alice are in
granted
the camp.
enhanced powers to our security agencies.
This is such a weird
In addition
chapter,
to
this,
these
with the
measures,
weapons, but,
all androids must be handed
Kara and
over to
Alice
the
are in one of the
authorities
camps.
immediately.
Markus is gonna
Temporary
attack the camp.
camps are being set up in all our
Connor
major
is
cities
not
to
deviant,
contain and
so he's
destroy
gonna go
them.
and try and stop it.
I am now asking all civilians to cooperate with the authorities and rest assured that
So I guess
everything
this
in our
Connor
power is
going
being
to
done
the
to
tower
guarantee the
to
security of
convert
our nation.
Those androids.
Please? Put...
Let's just get this over.
Is it
with.
true that the androids could hack our IT systems, like nuclear power plants and military bases?
All androids working on sensitive sites have been neutralized, and all IT systems have been suspended to avoid any risks of hacking. The situation is under control.
Please! A convoy of medical cobalt is reported missing. Army weapon stores are also said to have been robbed. Can you confirm these reports?
I have no information on that at this time.
Madam President!
Has the leader of the Deviants been apprehended?
The deviant that is known as Markus has not been located yet, but we will soon track it down and neutralize it.
Madam President!
Please? Over here, please?
Madam President! Many believe that androids are a new form of intelligent life. Do you have any comment?
That's ridiculous.
Somehow I don't
Next
think she's
question,
gonna change her
please.
mind this time.
Please! Madam President! What's gonna happen to cyberlife? Will androids be banned definitively?
We're working very closely with CyberLife to neutralize all deviants. I won't make any comments about anything else until we've dealt with the android question. Thank you. That will be all.
So this is Kara and Alice
Where are they taking
on the
us?
way to the camp.
I don't know, Alice.
Oh, her stress levels are going up.
Come on, get out! Get a move on!
Oh god, can she self-destruct? Can Alice self-destruct? Oh, that'd be awful. You could like stress her out so much.
Hands
She
on
like
your head!
bang her head like that other guy did.
Line up with the others, right now!
Bleak. Where have we got to go? Oh, over there. I mean, obviously this has got kind of concentration camp connotations. Oh, look at little Alice.
Forward!
I'm scared. I don't want to go.
There's no choice, Alice.
Next!
This is so cheery for a bank holiday.
I can't.
You just have to go through the gate.
I'm not going to
There's
overstress
nothing
it
to be
this
scared
time.
of. I'll be right behind you.
I don't want to know what happens. There we go.
You first!
You really need to do this. Just do it for me. Please.
Come on, it's your turn.
Oh, this is so sinister. Recycle area.
Deactivate your skin. Hurry up!
Please, Kara, don't.
We have to.
Strip off. Put your clothes in the dumpster.
Again, I guess this stuff you can do if you disagree, if you refuse to do it, but I'm guessing you just get killed, so oh, it's like so degrading.
Come on, this way. Get a move on. You, take this one to the dump.
No! I'll do it.
Don't leave me.
I'll be right back.
Oh. See, he was going to shoot that guy, right? So.
Throw it over there. Move it!
Oh, thank you. Oh, I see. That's horrible. Oh. Now, I know that there's something we can do here, and I'm gonna do it. And I am so sorry. I'm sorry, guys. Oh. I have truly gone evil. Yeah, Blumo.
Today, November 11, 2038, is the day the android people rose up against their oppressors. We've been fighting since dawn to liberate our fellow androids from the camps. We won't cease hostilities until we are free, and negotiations begin to grant us equal rights. There are millions of us.
It's great gameplay.
We will stop at
because
nothing.
It's actually making me cringe. Doing some of these things is having a genuine effect. And that's the sign of a great game. That it's genuinely upsetting to leave Alice. Okay. We're just like leading a charge. I genuinely don't know what happens in this bit. Oh, we are. Okay. Shit. We're charging. so into this now. Are we gonna snipe him? We're gonna snipe Markus? No way! So now what do I do? Can I stop the uprising? If I kill Markus, does the uprising stop? Hey Shadow Walker! How's it going? Thank you for joining us at this incredibly ridiculously tense moment. I'm intrigued now to know what happens. I have no idea what happens with all this stuff. I guess I'm gonna have a choice as to whether to shoot Markus or not, but now I don't know because he's not deviant, so.
Put the rifle down and turn around with your hands in the air!
I'm the android sent by CyberLife. I'm on your side. I can shoot the leader of the Deviants and stop the revolution, but you have to let me.
Put the gun down, turn around. This is your last warning.
I know you. You're Connor. The android from that hostage situation. I knew we'd meet again.
Oh, okay.
My orders are to detain any androids I find. You're coming with me.
You don't understand. My mission is too important to let you interfere.
No, Connor! Oh, I don't know! I don't know! I'm gonna run. Am I running? I don't know what's happening. Oh, he's gonna kill himself again.
Connor! Connor!
No!
Fucking androids.
Oh, for God's sake.
And the situation is escalating towards civil war in Detroit, with our armed forces preparing to put down the android rebellion.
They seem to be headed towards the camps where the androids have been turned pending destruction. Soldiers have taken up positions around the Hart Plaza camp. Authorities seem to be expecting a confrontation with the rebel androids here at any time.
Thanks for stopping by, Shadow Walker. If you love the game, I presume you've played it yourself. Have you played out this kind of ending on it?
Freedom or death?
Freedom or death.
Okay. Here we go.
Attack!
What could possibly go wrong?
They've regrouped. They outnumber us and they're better armed than we are.
We've got to be fast and overwhelm them. That's our only hope.
We're gonna do this. We're gonna get to that fucking camp and free our people.
Be careful, Markus. Our people need you.
Oh, okay. Eventually everything's going to be high risk though, isn't it? That's the choice. Oh, now we're going to yeah, you finished the game on this path? I'm totally blown away by this. Crazy.
Fire!
Okay. I get it. Oh. Yeah, it's become a shoot.
Cover me!
Josh! gonna survive or not? Oh!
Won't save me this time, Marcus. The blood we spill will be on our hands.
Yikes. Yeah, for not knowing if Marcus is actually going to make it through this or not.
Cover me!
I don't want to die, Marcus. I don't want to die.
Same scared guy. Stay there.
Hide here. Don't move till it's over, okay?
Something.
Cover me!
I have no idea how to do this right. We're only at 53. This can't go well.
Fire!
You guys slow. It's become Call of Duty or something. Is that compared to? Oh, I've got to help more.
On my signal!
I don't know.
On my signal!
Is that it? Really? Right.
Now!
I have no idea. Uh-oh.
Stand by. On my signal!
There's nobody else.
Follow me!
Okay.
We can't move forward! That machine gun is taking down everything that moves!
Charge, they're gonna die, right? I don't know.
Stand by. Stand by. In position. For Jericho!
Oh, okay. That worked. I can't believe that actually worked.
We're nearly there, Marcus.
Did I just get lucky with that?
For freedom!
Where's Louis Wallace? Tank wins.
a while to find you, Markus.
See now, I don't know who I want to win. This is awesome. Oh no. I'm going Markus. Oh, this is so cool. Oh, whoa. This is such a great ride. So fast. Get him, Markus. I never thought I'd find myself rooting for Markus. Get him. Go on. Why did I root for Markus?
It's not over, Markus. It will never be over.
Oh my word. Okay. I'm just firing it. I guess because I knew Connor was deviant is why because it was an instinctive choice to pick Markus.
The humans are abandoning the camp. We did it, Markus. We won.
Well,
This is not a victory. It's the beginning of a war.
And now we have just received some disturbing news from Detroit. What's happening, Joss?
Yes, Michael. Authorities have just announced that the Hart Plaza camp has fallen into the hands of the rebels, following some particularly violent fighting.
The deviants are thought to be freeing the androids inside the camp. If these reports are confirmed, the consequences could well be catastrophic.
Millions are fleeing the fighting. We are witnessing an exodus.
We hear that the fighting has come to a halt in Detroit. The armed forces are retreating to Fort Wayne to await reinforcements. The city of Detroit has fallen into rebel hands.
At dawn today, November 11th, 2038, Android Camp Number 5 in Detroit was attacked by thousands of deviants. Our armed forces put up a brave fight, but given the extreme violence of the attack, they were forced to retreat after suffering heavy losses. Fighting is breaking out all over the country to combat the Android rebellion. In the coming hours, I will address the Senate and convene an emergency meeting of the United Nations Security Council. Humanity is about to fight the most important battle in history, one that will lead to our victory or to our extinction.
So we've literally started
God bless you, and God bless the United States of America.
Today, our people finally emerged from a long night. From the very first day of our existence, we have kept our pain to ourselves. We've suffered in silence. But now the time has come for us to raise our heads up and tell humans who we really are.
What happened to Kara?
To tell them that we are people too. In fact, we're a nation. A nation that has earned the right to live in freedom. And today begins the most challenging moment in our fight. Today begins a new struggle. We've showed them that we can prevail. So now they must negotiate with us as equals. If they really want peace, they must free all of us from every camp across this country. They must grant us civil rights and accept equality amongst humans and androids. Today will live forever in our memories because this is the day that androids made history. We are alive, and now we are free.
Oh no. No, I feel really bad.
Please.
You can't. You dumped her. I dumped her. Oh. Wow. So that was fun. I wonder if there's an end bit. I'll let the titles run, but I will just turn the volume down a little bit so we can talk about that. Yeah, so thanks, Bleak. Wow. Like I say, the main thing is that from playing it the first time through to this time through, the first few chapters are very similar, but then it becomes a totally different game in the choices that you're making and the characters themselves and the storyline. And even in that last chapter that we just played, again, there's so many options that I could do differently in that one chapter. Going down the dark route, there's so many different things. For like example, with Connor on the roof, if I chose to flee, but if you attack, does that play out differently? And if you play as Connor in the fight between him and Markus, what happens there? I'm intrigued now. I'm really glad that I decided to go down this route with it. And if anything, I don't know whether it's because I've watched other people playing sort of the more positive playthroughs, but for me, this was more interesting, more questioning myself morally and the decisions that you make and issues like that. It was a lot more interesting. And that was very dark. Like I say, one of the best elements of the game is that the characters can die, and you know Connor can come back. But the fact that all the characters are in jeopardy, not just the smaller characters like Luther and North, but like Markus and Kara and Alice. Because obviously I presume there was that if you push Alice's stress levels too far, she could self-destruct. And what happens if Kara goes back to Alice is all that element. So definitely what I'm going to do next is, instead of another entire playthrough, I'm going to go back over some of these chapters on Wednesday and replay them differently to see what the outcomes will be. Because I'm fascinated. It's such a good game that I kind of don't want to quite give it up yet. Yeah. I'm going to play it. I'm going to play through some of the chapters again. And we didn't even get to do the dirty bomb, Blue Mank. Oh, there is another bit. hold on. Oh. What did you do, Farah? What did you do? Oh, that's harsh. That's so harsh. Yeah, because I mean, look, just looking through some of the flowcharts, there's so much still to do through different routes, but it's quite complicated because certain parts in earlier chapters unlock bits in later chapters, and you've got to know what does what. So then you're getting into the stage of looking through sort of walkthroughs and playthroughs and stuff. So I think I'm just going to stick with the darker route, with sort of the elements involved in that, and see what you can do differently in that way. I'm going to play this forever, potentially so, Blue Mank, because it's one of those games as well that sort of, even like when you've switched off the PlayStation and you just sat doing something else and you think, well, what if I'd done that? Or do you think, is this possible to do this with this sort of thing? But it's kind of like, I want to know, can I stop Hank from resigning earlier on? Is there something I can do there that stops that from happening? But again, you can't just replay one chapter. You've got to play that chapter and make the changes, and then continue playing to see how that plays out. So I may try and like tone Marcus's and Connor's behaviour down in a playthrough, but I need to decide where to start from, and it's so complicated. It's such a complex game. But yeah, it's addictive. It's very addictive, but in a long, drawn-out way. It's not one of those games where you just get a quick fix. You've got to carry on playing. Just to wrap things up for today, it's my birthday tomorrow, so Padmeister has been very kind and given me some money to put into my PlayStation account. So what I'm going to do is, because PlayStation now have got an offer on at the minute of 2 months for the price of one, so I'm going to sign up to that. So there'll be a choice of games that I can play on there, and I'm also going to pre-order Red Dead Redemption, because that's the next game that I want to play full. So for the next sort of month or so, I'm going to maybe just mess around with a few different games, but if anybody's got any particular suggestions of what to play, I'm kind of eyeing up a bit of Ratchet and Clank at the minute, which is a bit weird for me, but a bit nostalgia as well. Maybe it's because it's my birthday tomorrow. But I'm thinking I might play some Ratchet and Clank. Maybe not the whole game, but just a little bit of messing around. And we've also got House Flipper, which I started. I have been playing that offline as well. So I've made wonderful progress on my own house, on House Flipper, which I may show to you at some point. But yeah, if there's any particular games that people would like to see me play, whether you're watching this now or if you're watching it on a playback, then I have a suggestion box at the bottom. I need to get used to this reverse video. At the bottom of my video in the panels section, there is a suggestion box where you can drop in suggestions, or you could just send me a whisper and tell me what you'd like to see me play. Obviously, if you're watching this over on YouTube, then you can add a comment in the box. So suggestions are always welcome. I'm going to let the titles play through just to give credit to all these incredible people, and then we'll wrap things up for today so I can continue with my bank holiday. But yeah, absolutely love this game. Thank you to everyone who stopped by today. Don't forget to follow if you feel like it. Thank you to the 20 people who followed me so far. I always say it's appreciated, but it really is. Thank you for the hosting, Blue Mank and Lily. just check my updates, see what's going off. Yes, thank you for the host. Thank you for the follow, xhunter56789. Much appreciated. You have a great day too, Blue Mank. Are you up to anything interesting for the rest of the bank holiday? Being a lazy slob. I like your style. I was tempted to take day off from streaming, but I was kind of... It's really quiet on Twitch today. I was looking before I came online. There's not many people that I know that are actually streaming today, so maybe the bank holiday is having an effect. I'm because Padmeister's got the day off tomorrow as well. It's my birthday. High five me too. Yeah, so he's off tomorrow as well, so we're thinking we might finally go and see Ant-Man and the Wasp, because I haven't been to see that yet. Oh, Dad's off duty will be on in half an hour. Cool. I will host him, and I may also stop by and say hello. Do you know what he's playing? Blue Mank? These titles are long. Padmeister is not being lazy, may I point out. He's been out and mowing the lawn this morning, so... I think he's playing Warframe. Cool. If anybody else is watching here, go check out Dad's Off Duty. Shout out. That's the other thing I should have mentioned actually. Let me see if this works. Might not, because he's not actually in. Let's give it a go. No, it's not going to let me. Oh, well, there we go. Oh no, that's me. Ignore that. Yeah, I'm trying out Stream Elements instead of Nightbot, Blue Mank. So hopefully it's a bit more relaxed than Nightbot was, especially with you getting your time out. You've got Stream Elements too. Yeah, it does seem a little bit better. So far, anyway. Nobody's had a time out yet, so... Yeah, I seem to be having a few issues with my alerts at the minute. Sometimes they show up, sometimes the visual shows up, sometimes the sound doesn't, and sometimes neither of them show up, so I need to have a look into it a bit better. I think we're almost there with the tiles. I don't think there's anything else extra at the end, but we'll just see. Make sure you save everything before leaving the overlay editor. Is that on Streamlabs? Stream Elements, I mean. Or Streamlabs. So my alerts at the minute are set up on Streamlabs. On Stream Elements, I get you. I'll have a play around with it later this week, try and get it all working again. So there we go, we get all the charts. Oh, there was a lot missing there for Kara, wasn't there? Trial and error. Yeah, I know. It's kind of just getting the hang of stuff. Let me just go back to Kara's chart because there seemed to be all that section there. So is that if you don't volunteer? See, I'm trying to make mental notes of everything that I did or didn't do. I need to go back and look at the charts really before we play again on Wednesday, because that gives you this whole other section there. huge section. Look at all of that. Okay, so maybe that's the point where I'll start and see what happens. Cool. Okay, so that's it for today. As I say, we'll go and continue to enjoy our bank holiday over here in the UK. Hope everybody has a good couple of days. I will be back again on Wednesday at 2 PM to replay some chapters, it seems, from this particular playthrough. Yeah, if you enjoyed this, don't forget to follow me on Twitch, or I'm over on YouTube at h2_d2. And I'm also over on Twitter at h2d, no 2 at the end. And I put some updates and stuff on there. So thank you for anybody who's watched. Thank you if you watch this on a rerun later on in the week. I will see everybody again back at 2 PM on Wednesday. Have a good time. Let me start my credit screen. And I will see you all on Wednesday. Okay. Bye for now.